one and I stand on that. You and me, babe, that's black on black.
I was just bringing up the Oprah moment. To your point, Taraji did release a statement, which also kind of, to me, tells me something. But I just feel like in 20 years in, you should never have to fight anybody. And to your point, Roger, yes, it's easy to put the blame on Oprah because she is a public figure, also a billionaire, also somebody that's producing. So you would expect like the advocacy behind the scenes, even if it ain't your money, you can go to you got enough weight, I think, to be able to go and say, hey, give Taraji another $1 million, please, because we need her to be super happy and she deserves it. I think she could do that.
I mean, I'm interested because Taraji's statement does allude to Oprah doing something for her. Like she says, like I made one call and she took care of everything, which that's what I would want and hope Oprah would do in that scenario. You know what I mean? I don't want to knock her if she did the right thing, but Taraji wasn't specific with what it was that Oprah did for her. But you know, it was interesting short period of time on Twitter yesterday, because it went from Oprah the worst to, and obviously they feuding, to Taraji putting out this thing and it being like Oprah's the best, and then everybody's like, I will not accept that Oprah's the best. She's still the worst. And I'm like, I don't even know what she's supposed to do, guys. What's she supposed to do?
Yeah, I see your point. I don't really have a dog in this race. I'm always going to be on the side of people getting what they deserve, and also that like there is I think an expectation to whom much is given, much is required. That if you are in that position, that you have to advocate for your people in a way that may go above and beyond, maybe beyond what you should even be able to do. And maybe it's not fair, but I think favor ain't fair. And sometimes when you black in these situations,
if it was like a white publication, people would like. We wouldn't just expect it, but they probably wouldn't, like, everybody would be flipping sides, basically. You know what I mean? Like, if you found out some white company did this to Taraji, it makes it so much easier to be like, yeah. Now, I will say this too, though. Like Game Theory with Bomani Jones, right? Is with Bomani Jones. Bomani's not writing no checks. He's not checking no one's salary. It's a lot of that in Hollywood too, for the flex, by the way. And I'm not saying that as any alluding to anything negative about Bo. It's literally just the way stuff is someone's name goes on the marquee. They could be an executive producer. They could be a lot of big names, but they don't actually get into the minutia, but they'll take credit for, like, when it's done right. They get the credit for when it's done right. It's like, oh, that production was so great. But when it goes wrong, all of a sudden it's like, well, hold on, they ain't got nothing to do with me.
Well, I didn't expect Bomani to be cutting a check. No more so than the Stephen A. Smith show is cutting a check on ESPN, or First Take. I don't think he's cutting a check there either. But Oprah, I feel like she might be cutting a check. Like, this Purple is her thing, though. That's her. This is the Broadway thing. This is her. Like, I don't know that we needed a Color Purple musical. I don't know if who was asking for it. I don't like. Let me just say that too. Where was the clamoring for this? The Broadway play was fire. Like, it was one of the best plays I've seen opening. I was there that first week. I had great seats. It was amazing on Broadway. I love the movie. I watch it. It's still one of my favorites. Who was asking for this?
I mean, this happens a lot with Hollywood IP. We do this a lot. We wasn't asking for it, but they can't give it to us anyway. Sometimes we love it. Sometimes we hate it. It's really a crapshoot anyway. But yeah, like I said, even with a person like Oprah, she pay a person to be the person to negotiate that. I guarantee that. I don't even know her like that. And I'm not even saying it like as protection of her. I'm saying it to protect herself. Because you don't want to be the person that sits across from an actor and tell them what they finna make and not finna make, and then y'all got to go kiki on the red carpet.
I completely get it. But at the point that you see one of your stars, and Taraji, if you listen, there's several tapes out there, that thing is hurting her. And
and I just want to put in also, it's not just this one. She's talking about her whole career.
Yes, that's what she's saying. I ain't got
She's a household name, and she's talking like this, which means every other person that's not a household name, imagine what deals they're getting. They haven't even made it to the Taraji P. Henson level to get screwed by, Empire or whoever, else profits off of their talent. Like I say, it's major that she's speaking up, and it seemed like she's going through it. And like I said, she's been very open about her mental health. She's a huge mental health advocate, put on conference and everything. But I think also, like, if you're going through something like this and you can't stop because this is the Hollywood machine, it don't care about you. It ain't
Right.
no Taraji, you can sit this one out, boo. We got it. Don't worry. No, come out here, put the makeup on, the hair, smile, make
But
everybody feel
it
good
should
about
be
this.
though. That's the
It
other. It
should
should
be.
be. Y'all gonna be all right. Y'all gonna be all right if Taraji
It
ain't out
should
there.
be. It should
Cover it
be.
up. Cover her. Like I feel like that too. If you know she's going through a moment, cover her. Like
Yeah, it
this
should be.
this is not a good enough excuse, in my opinion. I just feel like it.
Well,
and it's
also,
just because it's the way
just
Hollywood is. I don't really care that.
one
you
more
know, they
thing,
should.
she feels very empowered to talk about this right now, which means she may not want to sit down. She may be like, look at this world. This what we
Right.
because this she didn't do one interview and like it slipped
Yeah.
out.
No,
This
she's
seemed
been
like the
doing
thing
it.
she wants to say
Yes.
in every interview. So I don't know that it's a, you know, you need to sit down thing as much as it's a I need y'all to hear what I got to say thing, which what like I said, I'm supporting Taraji either way. But yeah, it's the game. I just want people to know the game is foul. Like
It
the
is
game
foul.
is messed up. And then when somebody speaks out, I think we shouldn't shut them down. It reminds me of Monique in that
Yeah.
I thought people were so quick to shut her down the whole time. And I know she might not be everybody's favorite messenger, but some of the points she made were systemic and valid. And instead they got wrapped up in, well, people just don't like working with her. That's the end,
Right.
you know?
Right. Nah, I'm leaning in on this one. And here's her statement. She said, Taraji, it's so important for Black women and all women of color to support each other. It's also imperative to have women of color in decision-making positions across all industries. Thank you for responding to my message. And by the way, everybody, all of the actors, everybody that was in acting was like, yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, from Gabrielle Union on. Like Viola, I just saw everybody giving her, yes, she's telling the truth. Thank you for responding to my message with the compassion, understanding, and support that I've received. With that being said, Ms. Oprah has been nothing less than a steady and solid beacon of light to all of the cast of The Color Purple. She has provided encouragement, guidance, and unwavering support to us all. And you say nothing about a check. Roger, that was a statement, period. And he say, oh yeah, you're right. It took, she told me personally to reach out to her for anything I needed, and I did. It took one call, one conversation, one decision making black woman to make me feel heard. Thank you, Ms. Oprah, for all you do. Okay, so she probably got her money. You're right.
Now
okay.
let's take it off Oprah for a second though.
Okay.
How many other companies have one Black woman willing to listen in a decision-making decision?
You better say it. You better say, I mean, look,
so
there was
like,
a Black woman at MSNBC. It was a Black woman. I mean, Shonda Rhimes laughed, and it was like, all right.
And how many of, like I said, so the pressure even of being a Black woman in a decision-making role is twofold, because you can't operate like the other people. Like, you get the job and the job wants you to operate like the white folks that had the job before you, right? There's a lot of pressure to be like, hey, people need to make as little as possible, need to make as much money as possible. And when you step out and go, nah, that's my sister, I'm about to help her make some money, ain't too many people keeping that job. So like Oprah can have that ability here with this production company, but Taraji listed all these jobs where she ain't been paid right. She ain't even had the opportunity to be crying in the press run and get some sympathy, because we don't expect white people to have no sympathy. Right. So it's just a messed up game, man.
It is. Well, that's why we need to make our own way. 866-801-8255. I'm gonna say less about that.